Hi, I'm Blake Pipes, and this is Don't Die Yet, a collection of photography and illustrations.
So, Don't Die Yet. The original inspiration, where did it start?
Well, the original idea for Don't Die Yet came from a conversation I had with another photographer friend who pointed out that I never do anything in black and white. And so I thought, well, I could probably put together a quick little zine, 15 photos or something, and make a black and white project. So I, collected some images together, and I figured out, there's something more to that. And it was a genre of photography that I felt comfortable with and enjoyed making. So I kind of meditated on this, sort of lonely photography, and the project grew from there. And eventually I thought, well, I could add words to it. And, I could have a photo on one page and words on the other, and that would be the project. So of course, then I started writing the words, and I did a little drawing, and then I realized, oh no, I have created a whole second half of this project. And so ultimately that grew and grew and grew, and it takes a long time to do all these drawings. So in that time, I was able to take more photos and kind of excuse some of the lesser photos and welcome in new ones, and create this project. I mean, it really did start as little as a zine, and by the time I finished, I knew that it had to be a full exhibition.
Why had you never shot in black and white before?
Just because I hadn't. I like color. I like the vibrance of color.
Did you find that challenging at first?
No.
No, you just jumped right in?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same elements as color photography. You just don't have to play with color as much. I find black and white is actually easier because you're just playing on one wavelength, basically. There's less to worry about.
When did you decide to add drawings? Was that always a part of the photo series, or did that come as you were making the images?
It came as I was kind of putting the project together, because I knew I wanted to have short, it evolved into an epic poem, but I knew I wanted to have short lines to accompany each photo. And I figured it'd be more interesting to have a drawing that went with it.
But there are also multiple different mediums that
Yes.
you use as well. So what are all of the different styles or work that you used for this project?
So in this gallery, we have photos and drawings that have been put together with, silver gelatin prints. We have metal prints. Those are the very large ones around here. We have Polaroid shots on film. The drawings, a lot that you see are the original drawings. Some are also silver gelatin prints that I've adjusted. And then there's the cyanotypes, and that was a lot of fun. This is the first time that I've played around with cyanotypes. And I liked using cyanotypes in a metaphorical kind of way because it needs the light to develop.
What materials did you use for the drawings?
I used a Uniball Vision Elite pen and copy paper. I think I have one in my pocket. But this guy. And it's basic office supplies. And one of the reasons why I did that was, well, first, it's a good boundary for a project. I think a large project, or a small project even, you kind of have to create rules for yourself. But more than that, I wanted to do it in a way that someone looking at it could kind of realize that they could do this too. I think that, even when we have few resources, there is the human willpower will find a way. There is, we will fight our way out with what we have.
What would you say the main themes are in this exhibition?
Well, I think it's kind of what it says on the tin. It's don't die yet. It's about working your way through the darkness and finding the light. My, I guess, target audience is people who've struggled with depression. I've been there. I've figured out how to work my way out of it. And I think sometimes people need someone who can say, hey, I also feel that way, and things get better. It's something that I've admired in artists that I've connected to throughout my life. And for people who don't struggle with that, I think in addition to that, it's also a reminder of our own mortality, which is maybe a cliche theme, but I think, you know, some people can be coasting through life and, you know, they put off things that they want to get done in their life because they just think, oh, someday, one day I'll do this. And the inclusion of bones in this exhibit, I don't think a lot of people interact with that on like a daily basis for sure, but it's a reminder that one day we will die and you should live right now.
Did it make you nervous at all sharing that vulnerability and that personal side of yourself with the world?
Absolutely. I mean, this project is a little over 3 years of work, and for the majority of that, I didn't show anyone else what I was doing because that was just a part of my process for this. So when I finally started showing people the project, for the first few, it was very much, hey, look at this and let me know if I'm sane.
Was there anything that you felt or experienced in the process that you weren't expecting?
I mean, a lot of it gets created in a sort of darkness emotionally. And it's interesting to me to see, you know, works that I've made that have that darkness to them and see how they play out in the context of the whole piece. I mean, this is, in many ways, a time capsule of myself, though I don't consider myself the protagonist of this story. It's still, you know, it's my art.
What is it that you enjoy about photography?
I like that photography, I mean, there's so many things to like about it. I like that it tells stories. I like that it captures moments. I like the mathematics of it, which is a very nerdy answer. I don't think every photographer shares that feeling, but I really enjoy like compositions that draw your eye all around.
What brought you to the supermarket?
Well, I had worked with the supermarket peeps over at the bakery a little bit. I had done one of their headshot sessions over there and spent the day talking with them, and I really connected with how community driven they are and, you know, the space that they give to young independent artists. And so they very quickly became, you know, on my mind for where I might put this. And I shopped this around to multiple galleries around Atlanta, but this is the one where the connection was the strongest, and I felt like, you know, we were sort of aligned in our vision for, you know, the art community here. Mm-hmm. So I very much support everything that they're doing. They're great.
What motivates you to create art?
In many ways, when I create, whether it's through photography or drawing or poetry, I will create something, I will define it, I will get it how I like, and then 6 months later, I'll understand why I did that. You know, like it helps me understand myself, and I would hope that people connecting with it, it helps them understand themselves.